Coming up, stop queues and paperwork. Now Kazakh citizens will be able to get public services via video calls. The new service was presented at the Majlis. Focused on business tourism, Kazakhstan and Turkey are set to scale up cooperation in MICE tourism. Stay tuned for more information. Only a few days left before the start of the grand large-scale theater festival in Kazakhstan's capital. Find out more about the program of the event. Stop queues and paperwork. Now Kazakh citizens will be able to receive public services through a video call. Kazakh Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry Baghdad Musin presented a new service at the government hour of the Majlis. He noted that the project is now being tested in several regions of the country. We finalized the service just a week before the government hour. We are currently piloting the service in 4 regions of the country, namely Akmola, Kostanay, Pavlodar and Qazakh. Thus, residents from these regional centers or regions can, without visiting the public service center, pass identification by biometrics and receive PSC services via a video call. Thus, it's not just a consultation, but already processing of public services. Over 5 million Kazakh citizens are using e-government services to issue digital documents, Musin announced. In total, the service issues 18 types of documents. To date, more than 90% of public services have already been converted to electronic format. The service allows citizens to view a document in electronic format via a mobile application as well as to verify its authenticity. The possibility of digital verification of documents is realized by integration of the service with the relevant information systems. Today, digital documents can be used in airports, train stations, notaries, banks, customer service centers and post offices. 1,573 cases of the coronavirus infection were registered in Kazakhstan in the last day. The city of Almaty had the highest daily number of the infected. 231 people tested positive for COVID-19 there, plus 230 cases were recorded in Pavlodar region. Kazakhstan's capital came third with 157 detected patients. The total number of coronavirus cases has already exceeded 929,000 over the pandemic. Fortunately, the number of people recovered from the deadly virus is also growing. 1,176 patients in Kazakhstan recovered in the past 24 hours, the health ministry reported. The vaccination campaign in the country is well underway. 7,329,137 people have been fully vaccinated. The COVID-19 situation continues to deteriorate in Ukraine. The country's infection rate is hitting new heights. In the last 24 hours, Ukraine reported over 20,000 new cases of COVID-19. As a result, the burden on hospitals is increasing. According to experts, the coronavirus cases rise is mainly due to low vaccination rates. The authorities have to introduce mandatory immunization in the country starting November in order to avoid further outbreaks. Up to 1.5 million citizens are expected to get inoculated per week. Lockdown was lifted in the Australian state of Victoria. Now those who come from abroad to Sydney and Melbourne will not have to undergo mandatory quarantine. This measure will enter into force on November 1st. The state authorities also plan to allow the operation of cafes and restaurants. The eating facilities can receive no more than 20 people at a time and no more than 50 people in the open air. However, the exemptions will only apply to those who are fully vaccinated. Melbourne ended the world's longest COVID-19 lockdown. The city with a 5 million population spent about 9 months in isolation.
90.5% of Victorians have now had a first dose, and 71.1% of Victorians aged over 16 are fully protected by one of the COVID-19 vaccines. That's why today we can end the lockdown. That's why today we can begin really meaningful steps to open up our city and state.
China has put into orbit a space debris mitigation technology satellite. The spacecraft called Shijian-21 was launched from a cosmodrome in Sichuan province. The satellite will collect space debris and old rockets in orbit. In recent years, China's national space program has begun systematic development of technology to study the moon. Presidential election in Uzbekistan is over. The voter turnout exceeded 80%. According to the electronic system, more than 16 million voters came to the polls at 8 p.m. local time. All 5 parties officially operating in the country, including Ecological, National Revival Democratic or just Milli Tiklanish Party, Liberal Democratic, People's Democratic and Adolat Justice Social Democratic, registered their candidates in the Central Election Commission. Among them is the incumbent President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Presidential election in Uzbekistan is held every 5 years. Early presidential election took place on December 4, 2016, which was won by Mirziyoyev, who served as prime minister. Then the turnout was just over 87%. The CSTO training Battle Brotherhood 2021 ended in Tajikistan. The military maneuvers were a response to the sharp escalation of the situation in Afghanistan. During the training, participants used the latest intelligence, electronic warfare, communications, as well as logistical and medical support. The CSTO collective forces have worked out the tasks of preparing and conducting a joint operation to localize the armed border conflict. The Food and Agriculture Organization will open its office in Turkmenistan. The country's Foreign Minister Rashid Meredov held talks with the FAO Sub-Regional Coordinator for Central Asia, Viral Gutu, by video conference. The parties exchanged views on the development and implementation of joint projects and programs. Kazakhstan intends to increase fines for poor internet connection. Kazakh Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry Baghdad Musin announced today. The minimum requirements for the quality of the internet were imposed in Kazakhstan before: 1 megabit for 3G and 5 megabit for 4G. If operators provide the internet below these parameters, they face a fine. According to the minister, 408 inspections were carried out today. The amount of fines totaled 92 million tenge. Why do we propose this? Well, it's not exactly us who is proposing, but the MPs, and we support the increase in fines because mobile operators generally earn enough. Sometimes it's easier for them to pay 92 million tenge fine for all operators rather than provide and improve the quality of connection of some remote settlements for which they are responsible. It is planned to reduce emissions from 16 large industrial enterprises in the cities of Kazakhstan with a high level of air pollution within 5 years. Minister of Ecology, Geology and Natural Resources Serikali Brekeshev announced during the presentation of the national project Green Kazakhstan. He said that reducing emissions into the atmosphere is one of the priority areas of the program.
Ластанудың жоғары деңгейі өнеркәсіптік кәсіпорындардың қызметімен және электростанцияларда.
It's no secret that high levels of pollution are associated with industrial activities and coal combustion in power plants. The program anticipates a 20% reduction in emissions in the 16 largest industrial enterprises in 5 years. For example, ArcelorMittal Temirtau is committed to reducing emissions by 54%.
Мысалы, ArcelorMittal Temirtau шығарындыларды 54%-ға азайту бойынша міндеттемелер алды.
The national project Green Kazakhstan includes 11 tasks, 19 indicators and 48 activities. Kazakhstan and Turkey are strengthening cooperation in business tourism. Recently, a Turkish delegation consisting of representatives of major MICE tourism organizers arrived in Nur-Sultan. They not only studied the congress, exhibition and hotel potential of the city, but also got more familiar with the cultural heritage of Kazakhs. As a result, having assessed the investment and tourism potential of the Kazakh capital, the Turkish partners undertook to assist in holding major international events there. In addition to demonstrating the city's potential, B2B meetings were also organized with Kazakh business representatives where the parties discussed mutual cooperation and exchanged experiences.
Как вы знаете, эпидемия коронавируса очень сильно повлияла именно на сферу туризма.
As you know, the coronavirus pandemic has strongly affected the tourism industry not only in Kazakhstan, but also in many countries of the world. For example, in Kazakhstan, the number of foreign tourists has decreased by more than 50%. In this regard, we are taking measures to restore the pre-COVID-19 levels and to attract tourists to Kazakhstan again, especially business tourists.
Именно в Казахстан, особенно деловых туристов.
It was very good impression for us. Everyone liked because we are here as 6 people from Turkey. They are very good tourism operators and tourism companies. Everyone has same idea. Kazakhstan is very good destination to visit and to follow your history. If you want to explore Kazakhstan, please don't think directly come and visit. Kazakhstan is very, very good, safe and new country. And Nur-Sultan is a capital.
A find from the past. Researchers from Pavlodar found a well-preserved burial of the times of the Qazaq Khaganate. This is a burial structure for a noble. According to experts, it dates back to the 9th, 11th centuries and is of great scientific importance. The burial ground is located on the territory of a whole burial complex, which was first studied in the 60s of the past century. It was abandoned, but recently the study of the area has been resumed. Several years ago, a wooden chariot and the burial place of another noble representative of the Qazaq people, as well as various well-preserved artifacts made of metal, wood, leather and silk fabrics were found here.
Центральное погребение, видимо, был человек очень знатный, занимающий высокий пост.
Apparently, a very noble person who held a high position at one time was in the central burial. You can see raw masonry there. In fact, this tradition survived until the Qazaq Khanate and later resulted in the mausoleums that are widely known today.
В мавзолее, широко известный в настоящее время.
Здесь очень интересный памятник, и что самое главное, здесь почва позволяет сохранять органические предметы.
There is a very interesting monument here, and most importantly, the soil here allows for the preservation of organic objects, that's wood and silk products. Practice has shown that last year we found small fragments of silk products. This year we have an interesting find. This is a burial with a wooden product in the form of a ceiling, perhaps a kind of analogy with the Kazakh tabut.
Изделие в виде перекрытия, возможно, некая такая аналогия с табытом.
Now archaeologists have to study the entire burial complex. Found artifacts will be extracted in soil blocks. Then, with the help of digital X-rays and computer tomography, they will be carefully studied at the archaeological center. The capital of Kazakhstan is surely setting the tone for the cultural life of the country. From October 28th to November 1st, the city will host the Teatr Nur-Sultan Theatre Week. The program of the festival includes both long-loved and new performances, spectacular choreographic productions, masterclasses and exhibitions of modern fine arts. The participation of foreign theatre artists is also expected.
Осы жолы 2 театр өздері ұсыныс білдіріп қатысып жатыр.
This year, 2 Moscow theaters expressed their desire to participate in the festival. They will bear all costs themselves, including for travel. This is a great opportunity for art lovers to enjoy the performance of the artists. By the way, the program of the festival includes a performance by the Russian puppet theater, which without any doubt will be very much liked by young spectators.
Өскелең ұрпақ қуыршақ театрының құпияларына қанық алады.
11 creative teams will perform more than 20 plays in a variety of genres during the theatre week. These are both world classics and domestic works. Every day the audience will have an exciting program in which everyone will find a play to their liking. 6 to 7 works will be presented to the audience every day. The best artist will receive a special award.
Бірінші қараша күні сол Nur-Sultan қаласы әкімдігі арнайы тағайындап жатқан театр сыйлығының.
On November 1st, the mayor's office of Nur-Sultan will choose the winners of the special prize Theatre Star. On the last day of the festival, awards will be held in such categories as Best Actor and Best Actress. Supporting actors will be awarded separately. The Best Composer, Best Episodic Character, Best Cast, Best Leading Opera Soloist, Best Ballet Dancer and Best Puppet Show will also be selected.
Опера солисті, балет әртісі, ең үздік қуыршақ қойылымы, осындай номинациялар болады.
A scientific and practical conference will also be held during the festival. Theatre critics, art historians and well-known theatrical figures will highlight and analyze the current problems of the industry.